Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout. Batman Soars. That's a topic of this video. I'm so excited that this is working out in a positive way. Before I jump into this article, go on over, click subscribe, comment, like. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm over here. I'm back at Hollywood in Toto, the right take on entertainment. I really like this site. I just found it. There's so many cool entertainment sites, alternative and entertainment sites out there that no BS. They give you like the lowdown of what's going on. They're not paid by the studios. That's a big problem too. A lot of mainstream, or what you wouldn't call, I won't even say mainstream, I'll say corporate. A lot of corporate, um, highly marketed, advertised entertainment websites, they're actually like a subsidiary of an entertainment corporation, or they're paid directly by them. So they're not going to give you, an honest take on anything that comes to the theaters or streaming. So this one reason why I like this site, because it's not paid. At least as far as I know, it's not paid. So take two. Here's how the Batman delivers an essential superhero story. You would think it'd be easy to do a superhero movie at this point because there's so many case studies on how to do them, how not to do them, but ideology always poisons the well in a big corporation making a superhero film. There's like 1,000 people giving their opinion rather than one, perfect vision from a filmmaker. So that's where things can go bad. Pattinson, Farrell, Kravitz, and co. bring new life to a beloved but worn out franchise. I have to agree with that. It was a little worn out. Matt Reeves, the Batman, begins with a father and son being watched from a distance by a figure a building away. It gets much, much worse from there, as a politician is murdered by a bizarre killer known as the Riddler. The Gotham City Police Department investigates the incident, with Officer Gordon making the bold choice to bring along the controversial masked vigilante, the Batman, to the scene of the crime. A twisty mystery leads Batman, who also exists as aloof billionaire Bruce Wayne, on a grimy odyssey in which he encounters the vile mobster known as the Penguin. Remarkably unrecognizable Colin Farrell teams up with Selena Kyle and uncovers the sickening world within the dark corners of Gotham City. The Batman hits a lot of the same material and themes already explored in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy, as well as moments and visuals right out of Watchmen, which is, if you haven't seen the Watchmen, awesome movie, absolutely fantastic, criminally underappreciated, in my opinion. So many great performances, so many great characters. Visually, it's amazing. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Spider-Man 2, which is a fun movie, and Saw. Saw is an awesome film. What makes it special is how the actors bring an original spin to their roles. Everyone here is playing iconic characters who have been previously interpreted on film, and no one is doing what was expected of them. With every cast member making their characters feel fresh, there isn't a bad performance here. Pattinson taps into Wayne's psyche, and for the first time, had me really worried about the character because Wayne has become a nocturnal creature. It appears Wayne and the Batman are getting much sleep. I've never found the character to be more vulnerable. I hadn't considered before that Wayne, in addition to being a perpetually haunted state, is also an insomniac. His lack of sleep is perhaps visible in his manner of speaking and in the aloof way he acts around people. His eyes must feel like fire every time he takes off the cowl and tries to sleep. Pattinson's film work of late has been consistently excellent, and that is the case here as well. Farrell, look at that's Colin Farrell without the makeup, good-looking guy. I've seen him in person. He looks like this. He is a good-looking guy. That's what he looks like with the makeup on. Absolutely amazing. The team that did his makeup and the prosthetic, they deserve to be nominated. Hopefully, next award season, they get nominated because, I mean, his hair looks real, right? His hair looks real. His skin, Usually when they do fat suits, it looks comically bad. This does not. I mean, it looks really, really good. Uh, Kravitz is phenomenal as Selena Kyle. Paul Dano, the Riddler, is upsetting for all the right reasons. Likewise, Andy Serkis plays Alfred Pennyworth in an entirely new way in what will likely become the film's most underrated turn. John Turturro is superb at making a neighborhood monster a plausible, layered figure. It's always a pleasure to get lost in performances this good. The best Batman movies aren't wall-to-wall action, but steeped in character. Here, the action scenes are widely spread out, and many of the best moments are simply involving conversations. That said, the introduction to the Batmobile and the chase that ensues is one of the best scenes of 2022. That's a pretty big statement. Gotham City visually resembles modern-day New York, but mostly comes across like a Batman adventure is taking place in the world of David Fincher's Seven. That's exactly what I thought too. The color palette is washed out and bleak, aligning with either modern film noir or even Todd Phillips' Joker, which is only slightly more off-putting than this movie. The Batman is unsettling, noir, and while always eventful, very slow. The film is 3 hours long and reportedly cost $200 million. It's a lot of money. An indication of what an overindulgence this is. There aren't any scenes here that I'd eliminate entirely, but many sequences could and should have been shortened. Two editors are credited. Finally, parents, please don't take your kids to see this. If you have teenagers or even preteens, fine, but this is not for children. That's an understatement. Not for kids. The PG-13 rating isn't just a joke, but entirely wrong. This ought to have been a rated R. I agree. It should have been rated R. The only reason why the studios go for PG-13 is they want to get more, there's more teenagers, right? There's more like 12 to 17-year-olds. There's millions of them. So they want to bring them in and get their money. But what they should have done was they should have just done a hard R, add in, a little bit more of the violence and brutality, and I think it would have done fine. If the desire is to share a great Batman movie with your kids, I highly recommend the animated but gritty, fantastic Batman Mask of Phantasm. I completely agree with that. Fantastic film. There's a way to introduce them to this troubling world without scarring them, which is something I suspect no less than Batman himself would appreciate. Well-written article, really, really enjoyed reading it. Go check out Hit Hollywood in Toto. If I come across like a site that's good articles, no BS, I'm the first person to promote them because I just love it. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with this review of the Batman? Do you think that it should have got a hard rated R, or do you think it warrants a PG-13 rating? Also, do you think they could have cut down the film length? Do you think they could have cut down another 15 to 30 minutes out of it? A lot of people are saying that. Little bit of info that I got for some people on the inside. There is apparently a cut of this film that is 3.5 to 4 hours long. So if you think this is long now, there's actually more footage that they originally were going to have in, but nobody's going to sit through a 4-hour movie. But do you think it could have been shortened down to maybe 2 hours rather than 2.5, 3? Let me know. Comment below. And as always, if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content, click subscribe. Later.